I thought about what you said to me the other day about my painting. I stayed up half the night thinking about it. Then something occurred to me and I had a deep, peaceful rest, and I hadn't thought about you since. You know what occurred to me? You're just a kid. You don't have the slightest idea of what you're talking about. It's all right. Never been out of Boston? Yeah. So if I were to ask you about art, you'd probably give me the skinny on every art book ever written. Michelangelo, you're probably very familiar with him, right? Life's work, political aspirations, him and the Pope, sexual orientation, the works. But I'll bet you couldn't tell me what the Sistine Chapel smells like. You've never actually stood there and looked up at that beautiful ceiling and seen that. If I were to ask you about women, you'd probably give me a syllabus of your personal favorite. You might have even been late a few times. But you don't know what it's like to wake up next to a woman and feel truly happy. Yeah, you're tough. So if I were to ask you about war, you'd probably throw Shakespeare at me, right? Once more into the breach, dear friends. But you've never seen one. You've never been near one. You don't know what it's like to hold your best friend's head in your lap as he gasps his last breath looking to you for help. And if I were to ask you about love, you'd probably quote a sonnet. But you don't know what it's like to look at a woman and feel completely vulnerable, knowing someone who could level you completely with her eyes, feeling like God put an angel on this earth here just for you, who can rescue you from the depths of hell. And you wouldn't know what it's like to be her angel either. To be there for her, through anything, to love her forever, through cancer. You wouldn't know what it's like to sleep in a hospital room sitting up for 2 months holding her hand because the doctors can see in your eyes that clearly the terms visiting hours don't apply to you. You wouldn't know about true loss because that only occurs when you love somebody more than yourself, and I doubt that you've dared love anybody that much. See, I look at you and I don't see a confident, intelligent man. I see a cocky, scared, shitless kid. But you're a genius, Will. No one denies that. No one will begin to understand the depths of who you are. But you presume to know everything about my life because you saw a painting of mine and you ripped my fucking life apart. You're an orphan, right? So do you think I know the first thing about how hard your life is, how you feel, who you are, because I've read Oliver Twist? Does that encapsulate you? Personally, I don't give a shit about any of this. Because there's nothing I can't learn about you that I can't read in some fucking book. But when you want to talk about who you are, you, and I'm fascinated, I'm in. But you don't want to do that, do you, sport? You're afraid of what you might say. Your move, Chief.